I am back. I'm working out. I'm really
My hormones are good.
I'm going for a lunch meeting today.
Her hormones are good and she's going for a lunch meeting and she's on the cream.
Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Welcome to the Calm Down podcast pregame. Erin and I just said, because our sweet producer Kurt is at the combine. I'm like, how are we already? What? I thought the season just ended.
Well, first of all, full disclosure. Hi, how are you? I've missed you. And when I say that, it's because I haven't talked to her in a week and I'm not doing well with it. There's been random text messages. She's having an affair with a ranch and it's really pissing me off.
And he's a great lover. This ranch is a great lover. Let me tell you.
The foreplay works for you.
Exactly. That seems weird because there's farm animals involved, but that's not the kind we're talking about.
Whoa.
I disappear up here in the middle of nowhere, and it's so great because there really isn't service in a lot of places. So it's my built-in excuse to not get back to people, except there's the list of people I want to talk to. It was already this small, and you're always at the top of it. You were gone. I'm coming back into reality in a couple days, but it's nice to just disappear for a while. You know?
Yeah. We'll talk about all of this on the big show. I want to talk to you about a book I started. And when I say started it, I got through the introduction last night. It's time for self-help, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm all in.
What? Yep. What book?
It's a Mel Robbins. We talked about it, but I'll tell you. Yes, that's it. Did you read it?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Oh, I only got through the introduction.
Yeah. Isn't it great?
Can we talk about it on the big show a little bit?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure anyone that, in the world of Instagram or anything social media, she's everywhere. Mel Robbins, self-help guru. Her story is incredible. But yeah, I'm glad my niece got the tattoo. I was like, whoa, she's committed. I'm not going that far.
Wow.
I know I'm not going that far. I already have enough tattoos.
I want another hole in my ear, and maybe I will get that when you get back from your lover, the ranch.
Well, I need a hole in my head if I don't get back to see you soon enough. Okay, pre-game situation. What is happening in our lives? We'll discuss, as Erin said, all of that on the big show. But we've got some questions.
I'm
excited.
You want to
pull them up, babe? Because I am delayed in that. Go ahead.
Okay,
you start.
Here we go. Michaela Emerson, you two remind me of my best friend and I. We meet on early morning news at our first job. Okay, my reading is shit. We met on early morning news at our first job. Nothing bonds you more than putting makeup on at 4 a.m. and craving cheeseburgers by 9 a.m. Now we're planning a girls' trip. What's your favorite trip together and any advice? That is so cute. I love that.
I love that too.
Favorite trip, I would say it would have to be, I can do anything with Charissa. I can go to London with a broken heart. I can go to the mountains in Montana, or I can go to a cabana in Mexico. But here's where I am in my life. I just don't want to travel because I've traveled so much. I don't want to go anywhere. So if I'm going to do a trip with her, I want to make sure, we have some plans, but I need some downtime in comfy cozies, a lot of alcohol, a lot of coffee, not at the same time. And
actually, at the same time, the Bailey's in the coffee some mornings.
That's good. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. I like that. I don't want to be rushed anywhere.
Agreed. Because again, to Erin's point, we could sit anywhere and do anything. I think that's also the testament of like a great friendship, is that you don't need to do anything to have a good time. Like we can just sit there and although I do really love our Montana trips, because that's like the perfect combination where we can go out, have a little night auxiliary cord, who's cord fun, but then I'm going to put the pressure on us though. This summer we have to do something. Eat wherever. I don't care if it's
I actually have news of what we may be doing, which is great.
Fantastic. I love finding things out when we finally have a catch up. When people ask us, why'd you guys decide to do a podcast? I'm like, for this, because when we haven't caught up during the week, then we at least get an hour to find out things. Okay, great. That's a tease.
And let me
in the
tell
biz.
you, the plus ones will be very happy and very busy.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. You got the call this morning.
The call from the bullpen, put that relief pitcher in. Let's get it out and keep it moving. Michaela, that's also adorable that you guys got to work on your first job in morning news. Erin and I also have an affinity for local news.
Yes.
There's going to be a time in our lives, I hope it's a retirement community in Florida or somewhere where they can roll us out and we can work like a couple days a week in the morning news or anytime, like the evening news. Can you imagine?
I can imagine. I think we should have a 10 o'clock morning show. I do. On a national network. I do.
There you go,
Rockland,
ladies and gentlemen.
Are you listening? I do. I think we should. It'd be great. The plus ones could come in for a segment. It'd be a time. Hey, speaking of the plus one.
If I hear any more about the fucking plus one podcast, he keeps talking about it. And I was like, you know what? You're not allowed to talk about it. Exactly. I was like, you don't get to keep talking about things you're not actually going to do. Okay. I'm going to go to space. Should I just bring that up every day? I mean, at some point, we have to have our tickets booked to these events.
Have we ever told the Michael Strahan story about outer space? We went on a really fun little trip last year and got to go see Stray's gorgeous house.
Yeah.
In an undisclosed location. And he was giving us the grand tour and we were looking at all the art and you were so wonderful to be like, hey, Stray, where did you find this piece of art? And I thought, wow, that's so smart to ask this. And he said, when I was in outer space, I talked to this guy and we're like, only effing Stray could go, when I was in outer space, and you can't be mad at him.
When I was on Mars, I was able to find this art curator. You're like, well, I'm saying when I'm in Culver City, not outer space. God, what a fucking guy that he is. Such a dream.
Beauty.
I can't wait. We're also doing that trip again, which I got the email about, which I'm so excited.
Didn't want to say anything.
Oh, and we're writing things down for later. Okay, anonymous friend is now dating my ex-husband.
Whoa. What kind of friends?
Oh my God. Jesus. You still are friends with, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how messed up is this? Well, my reaction should elicit that it's straight to a 10. What happened to girl code? Okay, girlfriend, this is not your friend anymore. If she's dating your ex-husband, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, let alone a friend to date my ex-husband.
God.
Oh my God.
It's not great.
It's not great.
It's not great.
I love when Erin says that.
Maybe one of my favorite Greg Olsen quotes. It's not great.
Oh,
we'll be talking about like a game. So-and-so was sacked 7 times. Yeah, that's not great. It's not good.
Anonymous, this is terrible. And none of my friends would date my ex-husband. So I know this anonymous ain't someone I know.
Hey, Anonymous, if you could get back to us, I'm interested to know how good of a friend this was.
Oh my God. I need more information. For sure.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay.
Also, we got a new category.
Oh, multiple people asking? What happened with Jillian and the guy from Seattle in the elevator? It went nowhere because I'll say it. I don't think Jillian really was excited about us playing detective. So if anybody else wants us to play detective, I'm excited about that. It died. It was DOA, dead on arrival. It was a lot of talk and then fizzled. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Jillian, I was having this conversation with my girlfriend, Jen, the other night. She came and was hanging out with me. And Jen is beautiful. She's fun. She's funny. She's all of these things, right?
Jen, not Jen.
And Jen, not Jen.
Yeah.
Shout out. Friend of the podcast. And she talked about like how shitty these dating apps are. This is a common theme. Like it's so hard to find someone, and Jen is an easy person to set up. And so I said, girl, you just got to put yourself out there. Okay. You got to play the dare to DM game. You got to do whatever. She goes, we were watching this show that Jake Gyllenhaal was in, which by the way is fantastic. Presumed
what
Innocent.
Is it? Writing it down.
Write it down on Apple. Jake Gyllenhaal, Presumed Innocent. Great.
Okay.
I love a series. I don't want
Is
to
there a
wait
lot
each
of
week for.
nudity in that? I thought I heard that.
There's a lot of like flashback of sex scenes, but not like grotesque
Oh.
nudity. Like not like it's like tasteful, like
Am I
flashbacks of
70s the way
passionate.
I asked that?
Is there a lot of nudity in that? So anyways, so she goes, we're watching this show. Or her mom had watched it. And her mom's like, you know who you should date? Jake Gyllenhaal. And Jen's like, okay, Mom, I'll get right on top of that. What do you want me to do? How am I supposed to meet Jake Gyllenhaal?
Get on top of him is what her mom wants her to do.
Presumed guilty. So this is what I said. I go, DM him. I'm not afraid of a dare to DM. So we're sitting there on the couch and she DMs Jake Gyllenhaal. And she goes, my mom told me to reach out to you because she thinks that you and I would be great together. And I was like, yeah, I was writing it for her. I was like, let's go. I was like, what's the worst that can happen? He writes back.
He did?
This is No. I said, what's the worst that can happen? He writes back. I mean, you're already going into it assuming like he's never going to see this. He's never going to write back. Well, I've had some luck with the old random DMs on the thing. Now they don't go anywhere, but like it's fun to get, the response. So I told her, I said, look, we are going to do at least once a week. You have to randomly DM somebody that just may seem out of this world. We'll bring it back to the space conversation. And I was like, why not? If anything else, it just keeps it exciting. So then, of course, Steve gets involved. Steve's like, has he responded yet? Like 30 seconds later. And I was like, okay, Steve,
the pressure.
Relax. I was like, it must be the service up here. It's terrible. I'm sure you'll get a response.
What would Mel Robbins do? The 5 seconds like thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. DM him.
Exactly. So
good.
I don't know where this took to turn. Oh, back to Jillian. Is that no, she hasn't. To Erin's point, I don't know if she wanted that, but anybody that wants us to get, again, need I remind you, we love love.
We do.
I still want to officiate a wedding. If anyone out there is getting married well, no, because I'm not getting married. We've had this conversation. If anyone wants us to officiate a wedding, I think it would be fantastic. You're not into it.
Ladies and gentlemen. No, I was thinking of our opening line. Are we doing it together? I just invited myself.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It's a calm down wedding. What do you mean? Yeah, what didn't you hear about? We are officiating. If anybody wants us to officiate a wedding.
I'm going to charge a big fee though for us to do that because it's going to catch on and
Okay, fine. I will do it for free. If you want to pay Erin, she'll do it. No, we're not charging people. The first one is free. Anything after that is a day rate. What do we got? Oh, J9 Karis. Okay. Apologies. We're terrible with these names. Is it harder on you or your families to integrate back into the day-to-day after football? Well, our plus ones are going to start a podcast and I'm sure they'd love to tell you how easy or hard it is. No, I think it's both. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's both. We'll talk more about this on the big show. I want to know how re-entry is going for you. I got a lot going on. But I think it's just the week. I think, my hormones are good. I am back. I'm working out. I'm really
My hormones are good?
It's not that time. I feel happy. I don't feel like emotional. So my hormones are okay right now. I'm back on the peptides. I need to do an NADIV. I'm really trying to apply sunscreen. Started my little lotion right here on the old
good.
free. I'm going for a lunch meeting today.
Her hormones are good and she's going for a lunch meeting and she's on the cream.
The cream, by the way, is for a pre-cancer thing. So I don't have to get cut out.
Not for an STD.
Yeah, let's relax. The upper lip, that'd be an issue. 3rd and 4. Okay.
Oh, God. We're in the red zone. That's a different kind of red zone. Next.
We love our Anonymous. Anonymous, how do you break up with a friend? Her lifestyle is toxic to my inner peace. Smell you later. I don't know. I'm in a real mood. Let him. I haven't even started the book yet and I'm saying it,
Let him.
Let them.
I think I've mentioned this before. I've had to do this. I've been doing inventory for the last couple of years of my life. And sometimes it's sometimes, the cupboards are bare. because I've been throwing a lot of things out. It is
Yeah.
very cathartic for me I actually did this. I cleaned out the pantry down there the other day. I love it. I love throwing things out. And once I'm on a roll, like once I start, it's game on. And the same for my life. Things happen in our lives that allow or force us to take some inventory. And again, those people will weed themselves out anyways. But I would say in this particular case, yeah, you need to do what's best for you. And I'm with Erin. Well, I shouldn't say I'm with Erin. I don't know if she's in a selfish stage of her life. I'm in a very selfish stage of my life. I'm unapologetic about doing what I want to do. Yep. Whether that's not going to a dinner because other people are going, or canceling plans, or just wanting to be alone, or just wanting to hang out with Erin. Like, I'm okay with all that. And if this person is toxic to you, why are you going to subject yourself to something that's not the best thing for you? And I think there's sometimes you work through friendships that are really important. Erin stood by me through a lot of stuff that she's like, Jesus, enough of this. But I say it a lot. I would probably still be in a bad place if it wasn't for the ultimatum that she gave me. So with that said, if this person means enough to you, then fight for it and really be honest with her about where you're at. But if she's kind of a peripheral friend, then just stop texting back and stop calling. She'll get the message. And if she doesn't, well, that's on her.
I'm in a real moment in time. Whitney Houston, great song. Where like you have to tolerate some things because other people are around, and I'm just not doing it. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm good. I'm going to hang back here. I don't need to go there. Because I already know my mood. I know my facial expressions. I know the vibe I'm going to give, and it ain't going to be comfortable for anyone. So what I'm really happy for the first time in my life is not having FOMO for what other people are doing. Because I already know I'm not going to be able to tolerate it. And it's not going to be good for anyone. So I have removed myself from a couple of situations, and I'm really enjoying it.
Thank God.
I'm open the Real Housewives of Salt Lake. I'm trying to read Mel Robbins. I'm doing skincare I shouldn't be doing. It's great.
Do you know what the problem is for me is that I'm almost too comfortable with how small the circle is. It's like where if I'm going to be
bad.
No. Okay. Cause I'm like, ooh, should I like not isolate so much? Because, you don't want to get to a place where you're just like a hermit and then you don't want to do anything. Like, I think it's important. Like we talk about this. We're proud of ourselves once we get out and we go to a dinner date with each other.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I'm proud of us for getting out of the house and scheduling things. So I just need to, I remember this reminds me of my dad where I was single because I've always been relationship dependent. I like being in a relationship. I like having a partner. I like having a teammate. And there was a time where I was in a little bit of a lull and I was just like, okay with being single. And I said to my dad, I was like, I'm okay if I'm single forever. And he goes, whoa, relax on the I'm okay if you're single forever. He's like, because then you're going to get too comfortable being single and then you're going to have a really hard time meeting someone because you're so set in your own ways that you're not willing to like open up space for someone else. Anyways, that's a whole TED talk in and of itself on relationships that we don't have time for in this pregame. But I just think that, I need to just balance the isolation versus obligation.
I've decided I don't have time for sloppiness. I don't have time for sloppiness. I work too hard, and you're not gonna waste my time with sloppiness, and I'm not gonna tolerate it. I'm good. I'm done playing the game.
I'm obsessed. Oh my God, I think I know exact. Oh my God, I already know. I already know. I've got 34,000 reasons behind that.
Oh yeah. What are your intentions?
Oh my God. Cruel intentions, as I like to say. Woo! You're a loser. Anonymous.
Loser.
Is it okay to you? Oh, sorry. I skipped one. Deb Lojko. I am so sorry, Deb. Do you have to do hair and makeup multiple times before a game, or is it just once pregame? Good question. Just once from me for pregame. I mean, Dominique is my sweet angel that I have actually at both Fox and at Amazon, but touch-ups for halftime and for postgame. But although I will say sometimes I do every week I do an early morning DraftKings hit. Shout out, the crown is yours. Use promo code Charissa. I do that at 7 a.m. I do that early, and I'll do like a light hair and makeup. And then our game is not until night. So sometimes like I'll go like work out in the afternoon or whatever, and then do it again, but very rarely, I guess is the succinct way to answer that. You, girl? You only do it once.
Before the game and then touch-ups. Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Unless I decide to pop a zit in the third quarter, and then we really got to do a touch-up in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
This could get nuts.
You're up.
Is that it? Okay, anonymous. I don't know what this means. Is it okay to use Chat GPT to help talk to girls? I have no clue what that means.
Oh, okay. Well, so it's your AI. It's basically like you type in something into Chat GPT and they come up with a response for you. That's
like
articulate
a
and
fake
funny
assistant?
And whatever.
Yeah.
Like a fake assistant. Exactly. Is this thing on? I can't seem to find those pink leather pants. So anonymous, is it okay? No, don't do that, because what's going to happen is then you meet this person in real life or you go on a date and they're going to be like, wow, you were so much better on text, because the text wasn't you. So I think there's a time and a place for Chat GPT. Like if you come up with like a show idea and you need a summary, like they're fantastic for that. I love those things. Steve uses that shit all the time because he'll like come up with different ideas and then you need Chat GPT to like round out the edges. But don't do it when it comes to correspondence. It feels fraudulent, and then you're going to end up getting
sniff
exposed.
it out pretty quick too, especially if you don't use big words and all of a sudden you're using big words. Like, stop. That'd be like me. To summarize, that's not even a big word.
Wonder if you wrote on an email or a text to summarize this conversation. Love you, and we'll see you for the big show.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.